Hey guys, welcome to Activity 10. This is the last activity for Session 2. Um, there's really nothing to do in this activity in your practice course. Just watch the video. I'm going to sort of demonstrate how all the stuff that we've learned sort of ties together. And the first thing I'm going to do, and it might be off screen so you won't see it, but in the upper right hand corner, you'll see something that says Edit Mode, and right now it's on. I'm going to go ahead and click that off. And what that does is gives me a view of how students see my course. And the other way is a lot different. It's what you use to edit and add things, but this is how your students actually see your course. It's a good thing to remember, just so you're doing what you think that you're doing, at least from a student's perspective. And remember, the first thing we did is learn how to use the announcements page as our course entry point. So when my students log into American History, this is what they see. And I have a learning target here. I can describe the events that led to the sinking of the Lusitania. And I've added a couple little images to go with it. And then I include a content statement. This is content statement 15 right from the ODE website. And I actually copy and pasted it, and it comes with this little box, the way they had to set it up on their website. And then I include these little highlighted steps because that's what I've learned in the last couple years that students like, to break down everything they're going to do in these little individual steps. And so my students, when they log in, they'll read the learning target, hopefully. And I doubt if they read the content statement, but that's good for my boss. Then they'll come down and read step 1, and it says complete the A War's Last Soldier reading activity worksheet, which is kind of a rarity in my classroom, but they're actually going to use a number 2 pencil and have a worksheet that they'll complete this activity with. And once they're done with it, they'll come right back to the announcements page and read the next thing they need to do, which is click on Achieve 3000 in the course menu, go to your mail and click on A War's Last Soldier, read the article, and complete the activity. So my students know that they have an Achieve 3000 link right in the course menu, and they'll click on it, and then they'll click on Achieve 3000, and that'll take them right to the website where they log in and read the article and complete the activity. And once they're finished with it, they'll come right back to their announcements page and go on to their next step. And like I said, students sort of like breaking it down in these steps. I do too, I think. Step 3 says click on course units in the course menu. Click on World War I. Complete activity 1. So they've done this so many times, I could really just shorthand that big time, but I keep writing specifically what they need to do. They'll click on course units, come over here and click on World War I, and then read their activity 1. And I've started doing this recently, and I think it's kind of a good idea in the way you're actually supposed to do it for a completely online course, but I think it kind of works with the blended learning as well. I have their learning target listed again, and then what to do. And what they're to do is click on the Lusitania, Murder on the Atlantic, parts 4, 5, and 6 located below, and watch the videos. And then you should include a why, and just sort of explains to us, why are they doing this? What's the point? And I think it's a really good idea, and it's the way I've been trained in these Quality Matters sessions, and they're like the experts on it. So my students then will come down, and I have a documentary that we're watching. I have part 4, 5, and 6. And even like parts 4, 5, and 6, I don't really want them to watch all this documentary. So for instance, part 5, when they click on it, it actually begins 5 minutes and 50 seconds into that clip, because I don't need for them to watch the other stuff. We're just concentrating on the sinking of the Lusitania. So that's one way you can use it. And anyway, they'll watch all of those 3 videos and then come back to the announcements page and go on to their next step, because that's all they had to do was watch the videos. But step, what the H? Step 4 says click on Journal in the course menu. Click on Lusitania, Murder on the Atlantic number 2. Read the instructions and complete the assignment. So they'll come over here to the journals. Remember, you created one of these. And they'll find Lusitania, Murder on the Atlantic 2. And when it comes up, they'll have to come figure out, click on this About This Journal to find out what they need to do. And it's a real easy one. In your own words and in at least 3 lines, summarize what happened in parts 4, 5, and 6. And then a student will come here and create their own journal entry. Yeah. And then once they're finished on that journal entry, they'll come back to their announcements page and go to their next step, which is should be step 5 there. I've got 2 4s. Click on Novels in the course menu. Click on Under the Same Sky. Click on Under the Same Sky Chapter 17 and read along with the recording. So once again, this is something that they do a lot. They know we have this link in the course menu called Novels. And any novel that we're reading, I have a little link to it. And here they can read Under the Same Sky Chapter 17 with me doing the reading. They can read along with it, or they can read by themselves. But I have simply taken the novel Under the Same Sky and read it and recorded it. I actually have this on Kindle, and so they could actually really expand their iPad a little bit and just read along with this recording, or they can follow the book, whatever's best for them. Some students would rather just read it by themselves because it's a lot faster than somebody reading out loud, but at least they have those options. And most days they'll have a quiz that goes with it or a journal entry. You can see on other days, hey, once you're through, you got to take that quiz or take that quiz, and I put them right under where the recording was. And so that's sort of like a typical day of how it may work in your classroom or not at all. This is just one approach. And one thing I found out, this is such like an evolving process. What I'm doing this week, I'll just guarantee you next week I'll be making a little minor change to it. We're constantly learning new things and better ways to go about this. So you may approach this in a totally different manner or use it in a totally different manner, and that's cool. But you can see also here in the course menu, I've got my course syllabus. And students can go right in there and read the syllabus if they want to. Of course, they never will. I have a place where they can message me and I can message them. They can click here, and this is just in-house in the classroom. Create a message and communicate with each other that way. You can include email on here if you want. And there's all kinds of cool stuff. Discussion board. Let me go back to teacher mode here, and remember, all you need to do to sort of individualize this to your taste is whatever tools you want. Just click on that T in the upper left-hand corner and go down there and find a tool link that you want to put in there and name it whatever you want. Said I don't use the email in here. Something I might do in the future. I have my final exam ready to rock. As soon as it comes, I'll just make that a link available to my students. I have one link that I use called Resources, which I don't really use enough. But it's got discussion board expectations, discussion board rubric in it. I've included a link to a dictionary, especially for my Achieve 3000 activities, where students can just click on it and look up a word. I have an online textbook that's completely free that I have a link to, which I don't use it as much as I used to in the past. I can just find better things, it seems. But you might have a link to a textbook that's really cool. There's all kinds of things that you can do, guys. So that's it. When you're done, give me a yell, and I'll make sure you get your certificate. And I hope you enjoyed this online professional development. Yeah, I'm out of here.